Yar. Spoilers.
Hello. Oh, goodness. Where am I? What happened?
Nobody saw that.
What year is it?
It's 1987. Yes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the FCN on TV podcast for DCTV Movieverse. No, TVverse.
DCTV Movieverse?
Hopefully, eventually they're all connected.
Sit
So.
back here. Hi.
Oh, hi.
Cleo's there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can't you see? It's her hair.
Okay. We're talking about Flash, Black Lightning, and Legends this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Cleo. There's some other people here too, but they don't matter that much.
No.
No, not really.
Wow, it's depressing. I thought you guys were gonna get like angry at me or something.
No.
You're just like, no, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, she's right.
Who do you guys want to start with this week?
I think Rachel's muted.
We usually start with Supergirl, right? But Supergirl's on break.
Usually. I mean, Legends technically is airing in the Supergirl slot when it's on TV, so maybe Legends first.
Let's talk about Legends. Did we all watch Legends?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wally
mean,
West.
If you didn't, you were wrong.
Oh!
Pirates.
Wally West and his tiny man bun.
Oh god, that thing was annoying.
Yeah.
Cute.
I wanted to chop it off.
Yeah.
He probably will.
I wanted to take some scissors and just go.
I mean,
I
considering
thought for sure, like when him and Rip were getting drunk, Rip was just going to take some scissors and chop it off.
Well, if he doesn't chop it off, he's going to let it go, because I think it's only up because of the monk style, you know, because he's got to have the hair and everything out of his face for the meditation. So that's not typically how Wally's had his hair while on the Flash, so it's not a common thing.
No, and the assumption is that, yes, he is going over to Legends. I mean, that was the whole message that Rip was giving him at the end, saying, hey, look at, the Legends. They were a ragtag, and now they're doing good things sometimes.
Good
and
things.
you
They
would
screw
be
things up for the better.
Yes, they screw things up for the better. Which
Like
Sarah did say again this episode. But, yeah, Rip was like, you'd be a good addition. And I feel like, he had to do, because Wally was just kind of sitting around, not really doing anything.
He's meditating, man. He's doing something.
I mean, he's trying to find himself because he's depressed over Jesse.
That's only part of it.
That's only part of it.
But that's the part that he was openly admitting that, he was sad about Jesse, but he really needs that connection with a team where he plays a part and he's not in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what happens when the alcohol plays a part in trying to figure out what's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
You start singing karaoke, apparently.
Oh my God.
What I want to know, though, is we have the alcohol that we know that Cisco can make that gets speedsters drunk. And the amount of alcohol that is, I think Cisco said at one time it's like 1,000 proof or 2,000 proof or something ridiculous.
How did that not kill Rip?
That's what I want to know. Like, I can understand the speedster because they were constantly regenerating, but how is Rip still alive?
Maybe Rip's done so much time travel that he's like...
Right, he's so used to
I
it.
don't know.
He's permanently altered.
I like that. Yeah.
I do like the fact that also Rip showed him kind of like a good time, kind of how to relax, how to chill out, just kind of have fun and
Mess with Gary. I mean...
Of course, everyone wants to mess with Gary.
Or Gary.
It's a
Even
thing.
Gideon. Even Gideon in her computer programming simulation dreams last week just likes to mess with Gary.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, have
Ripped
you
is
seen
ripped.
Gary?
Rip is ripped.
I mean, even as a person who never bullied or picked on anybody in school, I would pick on Gary.
Poor Gary.
It's just, it looks, he looks like a person I would pick on, and I don't. I mean, now I throw quips, but in high school I was the laid back, the one that actually got picked on. So, but
Gary would have changed that.
yeah, he would have.
Poor Gary.
It's hard not to. He sets himself up.
He really does. I'm not saying he's wimpy, because he wouldn't be in the Time Bureau if he was. He's got obvious perks about him that they need. But just his mannerisms makes him.
He's so awkward too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had this like epiphany this episode, and I'm like, isn't technically the Time Bureau itself an anachronism?
No.
I don't think so.
They exist out of all the rest of the times.
But they were only created because of what the legends did that made all the anachronisms in the first place.
That's not true.
How is that not true?
Is it true? I don't know. I
went
missed
off
half
the
the
very
season,
beginning.
so I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about. And I
Yeah,
don't.
when we got back.
Remember last season, the finale from last season when they time traveled and then they landed in the dinosaurs and made all the anachronisms? Yeah. Well, Rip, who was sent to the 60s and was on that movie set, and had all that time, and he then went and created the Time Bureau, so that's actually a time anomaly.
But I thought...
And it was probably it's not an anomaly. It's probably what was always supposed to happen.
What was Rip a part of before he made the Legends?
That was like the Time Council or something.
Yeah,
but
this whole time I thought they were the same fucking thing.
No. I think he's always, after the Time Council disbanded. I think he always intended to make a new one, a better one, something a little more. So
yeah,
I don't think it's an anomaly. I just think it happened. I think it's one of those things that doesn't matter how it happened. It was always supposed to happen.
Maybe. I don't know.
Whatever.
I just feel like they're an anachronism. I feel like maybe the finale of this season will have to deal with correcting that. I don't know. I would like that.
Do all anachronisms have to be corrected?
No.
There you go.
I mean, they only correct them when they reach a certain rank or point system. The level 1s and level 2s, doesn't seem like they give a shit.
Well, they're monitoring them, because if they escalate, then they go in.
That's
because
why
we've had the legends come in and turn like a level 4 into like a level 12. So
they're good at that.
Yeah. So, but I did overhear through the grapevine we are getting 2 returning characters for the finale this season. Constantine is coming back for the finale.
Good, because I was really disappointed he was in one episode.
Yeah, and Jonah Hex.
Good.
Will also be in the finale.
I love Jonah Hex.
And
we were just watching Justice League Unlimited, one of the ones with Jonah Hex, and I was just reminiscing on how I missed him in Legends.
And then also, which really shouldn't be too surprising. What's surprising to me is this third character is taking so long to come back and will be back in the finale, and that's Jax. Jax will be back in the finale. I totally expected him back a lot sooner, but it's good to hear still that we're going to see him this season. And then I was kind of thinking, just the way everything's been going, if they actually gave Jax the fire totem, then that kind of fixes all the problems with Jax.
Definitely, yeah.
Well,
I like that idea.
If they give him the fire totem, yeah.
Yeah,
that would love that idea. But I mean, they'd have to get the total the fire totem from an earlier time frame,
because it is destroyed.
Right now, it's destroyed in 2018.
Yeah.
Also, can we address the fact that Mari is dating that the professor who set her up to be drugged in the first season of Vixen, and they're dating? Can we address that, please? Because I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah,
well, apparently Dark stole the fire totem from him, so...
Oh, so the fire totem is still intact right now because Dark went back and got it before it got smushed.
Yep.
Oh, that's
so it's intact now, yeah, because he stole it from him. Because they were going to go take it. They were going to go get it from him, but then they
wait. So is it still on course to be destroyed?
It probably will be.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll have to see how they do it, how they work that. It seems like one of those things that could either be destroyed or doesn't need to be. Now, if they find someone to be the bearer of it.
Well, then that's going to render season 2 of Vixen null, because then she would not have had to fight what's his name.
Yeah.
In fact, no. Then that changes because Kuasa would not have gone and gotten the water totem in the first place, because they got the water totem to fight the fire totem.
Yeah.
So that changes a lot.
I mean, if time hasn't cemented and it's still on course, and that doesn't actually change anything.
Yes, that's true.
I mean, she's always talking about going back and changing, Kuasa's.
Yeah, that's what Amaya was really fighting with. She doesn't want to go back just in case it changes Mari's destiny, and
And I really like the whole storyline with her and Mick. Just forget about all this, stuff
I knew he would be an awesome pirate. I knew he would be an awesome pirate.
Yeah, I didn't expect. I expected Mick to be like the pirate lord of the episode, and it turns out to be, what's her name?
Amaya.
Amaya. It turns out to be Amaya, and I was pleasantly surprised by that.
Yeah.
Well, she's only the pirate queen because of Mick, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he saw she was having trouble.
Yep.
And he's just like to be in the moment. And
the thing is that recently, Mick has been a narrator. He's been telling stories and more or less giving orders than actually getting in there and firing things, like literally firing things.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if we mentioned last week, but I loved that he was watching the ball game and then he was just giving them orders.
Yeah. So I feel like we know Mick's a lot more intelligent than he puts on, and that's why he's writing this interesting genre of book.
Fantasy romance?
Yeah.
So we know he's literate. So
of course, yeah.
I feel like this whole Ava and Sarah thing is actually going to get Sarah to kind of co-captain with Mick, where she's definitely more into the fight than he is right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, and also we haven't seen much of Mick's past. We've seen a past of pretty much everyone on there except for him.
Kind of. I mean, we
know about his origin.
Well, we know his origin, but we don't know anything else about family's past. Why did he do this? We don't even know. He could have came from a very wealthy family, and he's very well educated.
No, we went back. There was an episode where we went back in time where we saw young Mick, and he burned down the house, and
we don't know anything else.
An asshole, drunk and abusive, and he killed him by burning the house down.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean his parents couldn't be wealthy, and he couldn't have been well educated. You don't have to be poor. And
that was his biological father.
But I'm just saying, you don't have to be poor in order to be a knockdown druggy drunk.
Yeah, but you also don't have to be rich to be well educated.
He seems like he's more educated than just what the foster care gave him. You know what I mean? He seems like he's beyond what they think he is.
Not everybody has to be educated to be intelligent.
I just think that would make an interesting twist, that he was actually, this is where he came from, and he didn't like it, and
I would actually like if something that they did already in the past is very slowly cementing in Mick's past, and that's why he's writing and stuff like that, because something they did changed it to make him more educated.
Well, he did talk to his younger self.
I'd like to think that it's just he's growing as a person in the present.
Also, when Leo came from X Earth. Is that what it is?
Earth X, yeah.
Earth X.
It doesn't have a number.
It might not have seemed like he had much of an impact on Mick, but he did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He might have grown and saw that he needed to grow from that point because of Leo.
But then, he did also give himself, we don't know exactly what kind of little pep talk. I mean, we do a little bit. He gave to himself younger self at the time orphanage. So we don't know exactly how that affected him either.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it was a time orphanage.
It was.
I thought they wiped their memories of that, though. Because when we went back to see Ray with the alien, he didn't know anything of it.
They may have, actually. I don't remember.
Ray was just being born, wasn't he? Ray was still a baby. He took him right when he was born.
Yeah, Ray was...
Because he was born in the car on the side of the road.
Sarah was, what, 3 or 4 or 5 years old? She was still old enough to retain.
Not really.
Yeah, they may have wiped their memories. I don't remember exactly. But,
They probably did, whatever.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. See, like, Wally this episode, like, as great as he was and got way more use out of him than he's had on Flash in the last season. Like, all the reasons that made him so good this episode are all the reasons that have me concerned with him permanently joining the show. And we don't even know if he's permanently joining the show at this point.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they keep it to this season and then bring him back to Flash, because I think he will work perfect in the setting he's in, like helping Rip do stuff that he can't do without the Legends and things like that. Because once you put Wally on the team with the Legends almost become obsolete.
I mean,
we talked about this before.
Mm-hmm. I also think that, Dark is just steamrolling them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's just be real. Dark is steamrolling them. They
100%.
need Wally.
No, 100%. I'm just saying, as a permanent addition to the cast, it kind of nullifies a lot of the basic stuff that they have to do. So.
Well, then the basic stuff becomes, like, either side plot or just, like, the stuff that happens off screen. And we can do other things. And the story can focus on other things. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. He's not actually part of the team yet. But.
Right, and I'm hoping he doesn't, personally.
But he's going to team up with them.
That's fine if it's going to be for, like, the last couple episodes or whatever, but just as a permanent addition to the cast. Because, like I said earlier when we had this discussion, like, Firestorm was the most overpowered person on that team, and they always found a way to separate Jackson Stein to make it so Firestorm couldn't just overpower everything. Because otherwise it would nullify, like, the entire episodes that were happening. So Wally just being able to run in and stop everybody in a millisecond just kind of negates that.
We know that speedsters aren't all powerful because, not to, like, mentioning the Flash, because we're going to talk about it eventually, Barry couldn't do shit against DeVoe. And there's been other metas where he's been overpowered.
I understand that he's going against other metas, but my point is this is a time travel show where they're going to the past, where a lot of this stuff doesn't exist most of the time.
They're going.
So.
But they're also fighting someone like Dark, who is...
Right, that's why I said it'll work for a short period of time.
But like the Flash, you have to keep introducing powerful opponents, and if that keeps happening in Legends, I'm not sure. Not sure if it's going to be an issue.
We'll see.
I feel like it's not going to be as crazy as you think. I think there's going to be a good balance for Wally. I do not think they're going to keep him forever and ever and amen, but he will have his challenges with the Legends.
It just seems like a lot of the methods that they were using to break Firestorm up and keep them separated from being too powerful to solve a lot of their problems that could have been done were starting to get repetitive and redundant. So it's just my concern if they have to keep finding ways for Wally to lose powers so they could do stuff the hard way. It just seems really weird to just keep nullifying him and that kind of defeats the purpose of having him in the first place. So that's why I would like it to stay a limited role.
Well, I mean, if you look at The Flash, they're currently doing that right now. They have to find excuses to take Cisco out of the equation so that he doesn't just vibe everything to death.
Exactly. But Cisco's more useful on a different level, too, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Cisco's not a one-trick pony.
I don't think Wally's a one-trick pony either, because while he was listing, everybody's a genius, it's like, Wally, you're forgetting you are also a genius.
Yes.
Just not the same kind of genius. And I think he might find that with the Legends, that his genius is different. And
he's a mechanical engineer genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, he has developed special kinds of fuel, because, like, that was one of his things that he wanted to do because of car engines and stuff like that.
Yeah, just keep thinking of him as he's just always been fast. You know, he always wanted to race, and then he always wanted to run. You know, it's just that's just how I see Wally. So, you know, and it's just like, oh, the ship could break down, and Wally's got to fix it. But it just, I don't know, it seems like he would be able to do that way faster than anybody else on the team. That it really wouldn't keep him occupied for very long. And what about, Red Bandit says, what about doing what Team Arrow did and put together a second team? And that's kind of what I see right now that's going on is you have the Time Bureau doing their thing, you have the Legends doing their thing, and then Rip is kind of like making this whole separate thing with Wally.
Everything they did this episode, they were drunk.
Yeah.
Did it.
Yeah.
So, like, he was stealing shit and pantsing Gary, and I'm like, you're wasted, Wally.
Yeah. The karaoke was my favorite part of the episode.
Oh.
Careless Whisper.
Oh my god.
Well, the actor that does play Rip actually does have a band with his brother, so him singing is not exactly out of character.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a bad voice, so.
Yeah. It's like, what karaoke place were they in that there were those just two chairs there? Like, Wally was just sitting really weird.
It looked like, I think it's what it was, Tokyo 1992 or something like that.
Oh, is that what it said?
Yeah, something like that.
That's really funny.
It was definitely 92, I remember that much. It was either 92 or 98. It was in the 90s, that much I remember, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen karaoke duet quite like that before.
No, not. I mean, I've seen a lot of drunk karaoke, not that level.
Mm-hmm.
It was like he was trying to sing bad, but he couldn't. You know what I mean? You know, like when someone can sing good and then they try to sing bad, they can't sing bad because
they can't unteach themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I kind of turned off my head when the karaoke started going on because every other show that has karaoke in it, I just kind of like get embarrassed for them. So I try not to pay attention because it makes me uneasy.
It was definitely a facepalm moment.
Just get me drunk, bring me to a karaoke bar, and have me sing Despacito.
No, it wasn't as cringy as some other shows have done karaoke.
It's not cringy as what Dom has just mentioned.
No,
because he wouldn't sing the words.
Spanish.
Sorry, Alexa.
That would be that would be the whole song for me. Mm-hmm. Goodbye, Cleo.
I mean, other than, the whole thing with Sarah and Ava, the rest of the bulk of the episode had to do with
Blackbeard
pirates.
being a pussy.
Blackbeard, the fucking coward. Mick was so disappointed. He was like,
yeah.
It wasn't he was a coward at some point, but it wasn't necessarily he was a total coward. He was an opportunist. If something came along to save his ass and hurt someone else, he was going to take it.
Yeah.
He was basically
he had to know that, Blackbeard had to know that even if making a deal with the army, that they were going to kill him anyways because he's a pirate. Because that's how it always works with these pirate policing shows. Like, the pirates make a deal, but end up getting hung anyways because fucking army don't give a shit.
They're pirates.
Navy.
Because the Navy
British
don't.
Navy.
The British, they're pirates themselves in a way. So it's like nobody, no deals are gonna be made. Nothing's gonna be kept.
It was really funny how Pirates of the Caribbean this whole thing felt.
Yeah.
And they even used some quotes from Pirates of the Caribbean. It was really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as the episode started,
you couldn't not do pirates and not have some Pirates of the Caribbean and be in the Caribbean and
as soon as the episode started, though, the costumes, I was just like, you guys are not dirty enough to be pirates.
No.
You're clearly people in costumes.
Wigs were terrible. Nate and Ray's wigs, I just wanted to just puke all over them because it was terrible.
Amaya's wig with the pirate outfit was good, but her wig on the Wave Rider in the beginning of the episode, I was like, that's a bad wig. So she put on the ones with the twisty braids. I was like, okay, that looks better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved all the pirate stuff. I loved the twist with Ray at the end, where you think Ray
has too big of a heart for his own good.
Yeah.
Because he had a good heart to start with, but then when he saw Nora, he saw that little girl that he tried to help, and it wrenched his heart way too much.
She's also still possessed by Moloch, so
yeah. Moloch has still got a good hold on her.
She's still not herself.
No. Which we did see. We saw the black eyes and all that jazz. The voice.
Eyes.
Red eyes,
red?
yeah.
Whatever, demons are demons and demon eyes. It's just black, red, yellow. I get confused.
You've been watching too much Supernatural.
Yellow eyes.
I mean, it's another CW show, guys and gals.
We need Constantine to
to be honest,
crossover.
those are probably the same context.
Have Constantine crossover to Supernatural.
Wouldn't that be funny if they merged the world eventually?
Listen, I started watching the rest of the Constantine series again, and there are some episodes that just feel like Supernatural.
Yeah.
There was this one with this preacher, and it reminded me of the preacher episode in Supernatural. I was like, wow.
Yep.
Because I was sitting there, I was like, have I seen this before? And then I was like, oh no, that was Sam and Dean.
Yeah, I had those moments. Yeah.
I mean, nice to get Constantine back again.
Yeah, and then with Sarah and Ava's date, I'm really glad that it didn't go well, and I'm still glad that they ended up having their first kiss, despite everything that happened, because they were both lying to themselves on that date. They wouldn't do that. That's uncharacteristic.
They're both trying to be normal.
Yeah,
and they're not. They're so not normal that it's like, why are you trying to be something you're not?
Yeah.
I don't want you to be normal. You don't? Okay, let's make out.
Yeah, Blackbeard thought that was a kind of cool. We'll get these girls because, yeah.
You bunny lass.
He's like, how about you join my crew? And they're like, pfft. They're like, dude, please.
Yeah. Dude, no.
Boy,
not gonna happen.
How about you join us? How about that? Huh?
But
they would have him swabbing the deck.
Yeah. But before we move on to the Flash, I just want to... Do you guys remember the last episode that we saw Jackson? Do you remember what episode it was?
It was the episode after the crossover.
Yeah.
It's an episode I'll never forget.
What the fuck happened? I don't even remember what happened in that episode.
Bebo!
Oh, God.
Oh, you just wanted an excuse to bring up Bebo.
I did. So wouldn't it be funny if Jax just came back with a Bebo doll?
No.
He wouldn't, because he would douse it. He would still put it on fire, except he would just douse it in some kind of, like fuel, like propane or I don't know, something, and then he would just take a lighter to it, throw a match at it. He would get rid of it because that shit's stupid. Fucking Bebo. Yeah.
Rude.
The power of Christ compels you.
Rude.
Cast the demon out.
Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, with the whole Ray, and it was like she recognized him, but then Malice took over, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You know? And I don't, like I said, when they showed her all that kindness and stuff, I'm wondering if it made a difference, kind of thing, in her future. And so it's one of those things. It's like, if you're, go to the past and you're, it was something I was wondering if that was going to happen. If she was going to be like, Ray and okay, the girl's name.
Sorry.
Were really, really nice to me. Why, they got me out and, they're being nice and everything. And so, I don't know. I think we're going to have to see how that's going to play out.
I honestly think it's going to take all of them to get through to her because it's going to take Sarah, who was there, who inspired her to fight back. It's going to take,
it's going to be the last. I have a feeling it's going to be the last one, because I mean, with Constant, if Constantine's coming back, it might be him also. All the times he tried to save her, and she knows that. And I know, and you see how fast Dark gave up the totem just to save his daughter's life. So,
I mean, the way I see it is, as long as Malice is in the picture, they can't save Nora. There's no breaking through unless they get her to fight him.
Yeah. Well, I think there's still parts of. I think there was that part of her that came out right when she was dying and got the cure. It was that split second kind of in between where Malice was probably weak enough that she showed through. But then, you know what I mean? He came back and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you."
Exactly. Malice has to be out of the picture for anything to happen with Nora.
Mm-hmm. I honestly think Sarah has to get possessed again.
Unfortunately, yeah.
They've kind of been hinting at that with, the episode before.
We're gonna have to kill her, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I am very surprised that Ray actually shot Nora.
It was kind of like heat of the moment, did it, and then, oh fuck, what have I done?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, instantly.
Yeah, to save Amaya, because she was sucking the life out of her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he goes back to right his wrong, and oops.
Yep.
Which, I mean, they took the spirit totem from Amaya, but they have the earth totem, and it's just in a glass case. I'm wondering, there's got to be a wielder out there for it. Poison Ivy.
I just want to know what the sixth totem is.
Me too.
I feel like it's got to be time, even though this is a time travel show with time ships and things that can already do time travel, because I can't think of anything else that it could be.
Yeah, but we've seen time travel work in many different ways in this show and in this universe, because you have the speedsters do it very differently from the Wave Rider. That does it very differently from the little wristy thingies.
You know what'd be interesting?
What?
Is if the time totem was actually go back to season 1, and it was what Leo sacrificed himself with to destroy Snart. Yeah.
Snart.
If that was the time totem that the Time Masters were using, they had it.
They
all
would
along.
do that, those fuckers.
That would be really cool to go all the way back to season 1, because I love Back to the Future 2. It's my favorite Back to the Future because you go back to the beginning.
Wait, you want to go back to season 1?
Yeah.
Which means Hawkdouche is coming back.
I mean, maybe that's why they gave us a hint of the costume.
Maybe, yeah. Honestly, we can do without Carter. Just bring,
I mean, to be fair, it would probably only be the very end of the thing when Leo was sacrificing himself. When Snart was sacrificing himself.
I know.
So, whatever, do not remember what that final scene looked like at all. So it would have to be anybody who's involved in that scene, which is mainly the cast that we have right now. I don't know where the Hawk people were at that time. I think they were off on their own fighting Vandal. So
yeah, probably.
I think they get away without even showing them.
The only person that was there with Snart was Sarah.
I thought Mick was there too.
No, because you remember, well, he was sort of, but Snart knocked him out.
Yeah.
He didn't make it in there with him.
Yeah. So I don't know. They could get that, do something, mess something up, and then that's how we get Snart back.
Get our Snart back.
Yeah.
Snarty babies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if they're removing that from there, and saving Snart's life, it technically wouldn't change anything, because they're still accomplishing it by removing it, and if Snart was dead, bringing him to the current future, and still having him skip all those years, wouldn't change his future. You know, it wouldn't alter anything for them.
You know how Kuwasa has combined herself with the totem now, right? What if, during that whole scene,
Snart
became one with the time totem?
That would be cool, too.
And he's not dead. He's just...
He's like Mike TV, little particles floating above the air.
He's straight chilling.
Yeah.
In the time vortex.
Yeah, Mike TV. Huh?
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
We don't know that.
You're right, I don't. I was just quoting that stupid commercial.
Yeah. I would just love for them to go back to season 1. I love when they do that kind of stuff. And it's like, we have to avoid screwing things up, and we have to avoid ourselves. And like the entire premise of Back to the Future 2, when they went back to the 1950s, was my favorite. I don't know. I love it so much. Love to see it in Legends.
And I mean, for all we can't mess with the timeline, it's really all the Legends do, so...
Yeah. But, like, you see what I mean by if you take Snart out of there, and the rest of the team still thinks Snart sacrificed himself, and then they take him and just bring him to current present day, he didn't exist in any of that time period between, so it wouldn't actually change anything. So you can get away with bringing him back that way, without altering the time.
I mean, it doesn't... I mean, I guess if he never really died, then yeah, it doesn't change anything, but we don't know that's how that's going to work.
Right. No, I'm saying we don't know if that's actually what's going to happen, but it wouldn't alter time at all. So it would just have him skip 2 years, you know? I think it could work well. Because then he still feels like a hero, you know?
Yeah.
It'd be good. So, Flash.
Yeah.
So done with DeVoe. I do not want to watch anymore because of DeVoe. Like, I've lost all interest because DeVoe is just annoying to me now. Like, in the very beginning, it was a little bit interesting. It was intriguing. But now, I am so fucking annoyed. I just want to, like, strangle kittens.
It's a little bit, yes, no, you're absolutely right. It's annoying. But I just want to know, like, if he still actually has a plan, or if he's just now flying by.
I feel like he does, but I feel like it seems like he's losing a lot of himself because his mind is deteriorating. And he's not willing to admit it for whatever reason. But, like, I'm a little let down. I'm not annoyed or frustrated like you guys are in that regard. I'm just a little more annoyed that we're dealing with another, like, metahuman. Like, I know he was a meta to begin with the super brain and everything like that, but that's where I was
supposed
hoping,
to be different. That's
where I was hoping it stayed at. You know what I mean? Just, like, a really smart, intelligent guy. But now he's got all these powers, you know? And
another
it's like,
metahuman that has future knowledge.
That doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me at all.
But does he actually have future knowledge?
He did. He planned it out strategically so he could know exactly what was going to happen on this day at this time. Like, he had that knowledge. So now
that wasn't future knowledge. That was calculation.
He's working on assumptions and probability of what is going to happen. So he's making advanced calculations to predict what is happening. He doesn't know the future.
That were 99.9% accurate. So you could almost...
That's not future knowledge. That is just very good prediction.
Weathermen are like 14% accurate.
No,
they suck.
The closest thing. The
theory remains.
The closest thing I could think of is like John Kramer in the Jigsaw, in the Saw series, how he planned, like you saw the events of Saw 3 and Saw 4, how those planned out, and how one thing, the guy turning left instead of right, could have changed the entire movie. And, it's like how he calculated a lot of stuff down to the T to have it all line up and cross over to make all this crazy stuff happen. It's just really strategic calculating.
Yeah, it's a numbers game. So he does not have future knowledge. He has predictive future knowledge, which can't even be counted as knowledge. It's assumptions. It's
But as like a casual viewer, you're looking at it as basically the same thing, because what he's plotting is coming to be. But now it's not so much like that. Like you said, like, is he flying by the seat of his pants? Like, is someone giving him a super...
No, he's flying with that chair.
Well, that is the seat of his pants, isn't it? He's got his ass in the chair and he's flying around.
Sometimes.
Also, I'm getting very sick of how they're like, look at this meta that you're going to care about over the course of this hour. Oh, now they're DeVoe.
Yeah.
It's the third time that's happened.
The fact is that Ralph...
It's getting old.
...really liked her. And it was making him such, like, it just... His character grew so much just because he wanted to be better for this girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she was gone, he was a slump again. It's like he's really rubber banding.
Saw it in his fucking eyes when she was talking.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, Ralph, don't fall in love, dude. Don't do it.
What got me right in the feels was when he just started listening to the country music all alone in his office. I was like, oh, poor Ralph. Especially after hating country music the whole time.
Yeah. Well, he said he hated country music.
No, he hates it. He only liked it because it was her.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she was cool. She was sassy.
Yeah.
I don't think she would have been a good permanent part of the team, but she would have been a good character for them to go to when they needed that extra bit of help.
I don't know if they're gone.
I mean, that's what
that's the thing
Iris
too.
said.
Their bodies are gone. Their consciousness, I think what DeVoe thinks is happening, he's just taking them, their powers, but he's taking all of them inside, and that's why his mind is deteriorating, because he has, 8 different freaking consciousness, like, just bouncing around, ping-ponging in his brain?
Well, I mean, the wife said that he's taking on dark matter from every single one of these metas, and that's deteriorating his body faster. Mm-hmm. So every single meta, he's like, my solution is I'm just going to get the next meta. It's like, but every time you do that, the body deteriorates faster. Like, the end game has to be something sustainable. So far, it's
very...
Like a speedster.
Yes.
Or possibly Ralph. Where the body can stretch and give, and, we know Ralph was a bus meta, so I don't know why...
Does he then think that these the final 3 metas are going to be what's going to get him Barry? Is that
I don't know.
He thinks?
I don't know.
If Barry's even the end game goal, we don't know that for sure. That's our assumption. It could be Ralph. It could be Ralph, and there could be something right now that's preventing him from penetrating the rubbery texture of Ralph. He may not be able to suck his mind out. He may need
that sounded really gross.
He may need
a rubbery, textury. I'm like,
Latex men.
Yes, he may need whatever the 3 powers that remain from the other 3 metas to be able to penetrate Ralph.
Yeah, I think it's very dependent on what these last 3 metas are.
I chose my words carefully and then watched Rachel's face. It was fantastic.
Did you miss my hand gestures before?
I did not. I just ignored them.
Wise. That was a wise
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Just ignore me.
I have moved my rage from Iris to DeVoe.
That's a good thing.
She hasn't been doing much other than she has a few lines. Yeah. She has a few lines here and there, and they're not even. Actually,
Barry was important. The stupid
her
one. Her
lines this episode were pretty good.
Yeah.
Because Barry was the one being a dickhole, and she was like, Barry, fucking chill. Yeah. And you really see how far Barry is from being the leader of this team anymore, because he doesn't know how to chill. And Iris is just like, I've been running this team for the last 8 months. Just sit down, babe. I got this.
Harry and his 10-pound invention to keep the mental waves in or out. That whole connection where he's like...
inhibitor?
Yes, where he needs someone to talk to, but because she can hear all his thoughts, he doesn't need to talk, is really good for him. Because he can get everything out without actually having to get everything out.
Yeah. Right, because when he gets mad, he just starts, rambling. Mm-hmm. And if she knows what he's actually trying to say, she's like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I got you. Just stop yelling and throwing things. Just stop. Yeah, no, I loved their, buddiness. Their budding friendship in this episode. It was great.
Yep.
I think Ralph does look like Joe McHale.
He looks like a younger Joe McHale, for sure.
Yeah. A skinnier Joe McHale.
Yeah. Yeah, according to Red Bandit.
Yeah.
Oh. Didn't see any Joe this episode, which was interesting.
Yeah, no.
We talked
I
about
guess he had actual police work to do today.
I guess so.
Poor Barry.
Although apparently he has very loud dreams of being naked in math class.
I do not understand.
I don't think that's what the loud dreams were. She said that he had very intense action-filled dreams, and then a separate dream was the math class one. Those were not linked.
No, they were different.
No, but I think all of his dreams are loud.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, if you're sleeping right next to the person and it's a very vivid dream,
yeah.
Even I, I would probably get punched in the face, even though I don't hear anything. Mm-hmm. But Barry losing his job, I don't understand. I mean, I understand, but I don't understand at the same time, because he was completely cleared. The man that they said he murdered shows up in the fucking courtroom and says, "Hey, I'm here, I'm alive," and he's not a murderer. And people are still jumping down his fucking throat?
Well, hold on. Singh does explain why.
I know, because some people don't believe because metas and all this shit. But still. I mean, it pissed me off.
We also know better, and that is actually fact. DeVoe is alive, yes. But that is a meta impersonating him. Mm-hmm. So I know. Those people are actually right.
They are, but they have nothing to go on.
Except for, paranoia. And that does a lot. I mean, look at the state of our world. And a rumor can very easily be mistaken for fact with little to no proof or evidence.
Like chupacabras.
Sure.
The Jersey Devil.
Sure.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Albuquerque. Yeah. Snorkel.
Russia. Russia doesn't actually exist. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Okay.
Whoa, mind blown.
Karate is fake.
Yeah, so I absolutely understand why people don't believe that DeVoe is actually alive. And I don't blame this new mayor for trying to take it safe.
Yeah, no, I don't either. But the fact that they left Barry out at the same time too is just like that's weird. Like if you don't believe this and you're
it was the judge's decision, and
the
judge ruled. I mean, once that's done.
I mean, how do you prove that DeVoe's alive then? Like, how do you definitively prove that? How do you clear Barry's name? You can't.
They did in law. Barry's name is cleared in law.
Right, no, I know. But I mean, like, to get his job
back. Not
in
public opinion. The court of public opinion has no law.
Right. My point is, how do you win the public opinion over there? Because anybody, anywhere could just say meta. Meta. Anything you could come up with, meta.
You are absolutely right.
So, like, what does Barry ever get his job back?
Maybe. Honestly, people forget about things give it enough time.
Yeah.
Plus, Barry's a PI now, so.
Yeah.
I loved his business card.
Yeah.
The thumbprint.
Yeah.
The generic PI thumbprint
yep.
on the business
Loved
card.
It.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I mean, Ralph went an extra mile for him. So we started off with Ralph and Barry hating each other with a passion, and now they are buddies.
And speaking of full circles, we went through a couple of episodes where Ralph had to constantly be given pep talks, and he gives a pep talk this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I got verklempt.
Sure.
It was adorable.
Yeah.
I hear clapping.
No, John was going like this.
Okay.
Yeah. Red Bandit in chat says in episode 16, Iris is going to get Barry's powers. That's 2 episodes from now, and we're going to be dealing with a meta called Melting Pot, and he has the ability to swap people's DNA, and he's going to swap Iris and Barry. So we're really going to get to see Nikki's hatred for Iris come out in full force.
I hear Melting Pot, I think of fondue. So
they have actually shown pictures of
her costume.
Yeah,
she's in like a purple. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
I just hope because of this DNA swap, she accidentally gets pregnant.
No, Barry gets pregnant.
No.
Or
though. I want Barry to be pregnant. Yeah, okay. I'm on board with that. Mr. Mom.
Or better yet, Joe is pregnant.
Joe's gonna have the twins? Oh no, wait, they're not twins, right? The daughter, right?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah. That would be much better.
Okay.
I would much rather have Joe be pregnant and read minds.
Oh my god, no. Joe would be an absolute mess.
I mean, just for an episode. It's not going to be a permanent thing.
All the time.
That would be fantastic for an episode. Like one
Joe
episode.
would be crying all the time.
He would walk into a room with Iris and Barry and just turn around and go, nope. I guarantee you.
Yeah. It would be fantastic. Yeah. And that episode, I believe, is called Run, Iris, Run.
It is.
Which is a very appropriate titled episode, I think.
I think so too. Did we forget anything?
Not really.
Yeah, this whole DeVoe thing has to go somewhere soon.
Other than the cerebral inhibitor not working on DeVoe.
But it is where it didn't work. But Savitar,
it did work.
They expected it to work and take Savitar out.
Savitar?
Which, I mean, DeVoe. Savitar was in my thought process, okay?
They did mention him this episode.
I know.
Savitar said to them that they would use the cerebral inhibitor against DeVoe. He did not say whether or not it would work completely or anything like that. He wasn't precise on what he just left it vague.
What he said
and
was,
this
is where the cerebral inhibitor was created to stop DeVoe.
Yes, but it worked, but he used Kilgore's hacking power to stop it.
Yeah.
Right, but if it was something that was tried immediately and failed immediately, I don't think it would be a standout thing that Barry, as Savitar, would have remembered enough to name drop. Because why would he name drop a failed device?
Well, it failed this time.
Right.
I don't think Harry's going to stop.
Right, that's my point. That's
yeah.
exactly my point. It's not done with.
It's coming back.
And either that or it's fused into him now. One of the two. When it was hacked, something happened and it took over part of him or something.
Or the husk, the thing that is left, might have a key.
Maybe, yeah.
Like,
maybe it took some DNA from him or something, yeah.
Harry might figure out how to stop the Kilgore power from working.
Yep. Yeah, and then Red Bandit says there's a Transformers reference. What do we name her? Soundwave?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a really good name, but like Cisco said,
a great reference too.
It was.
Yeah. There was also a Star Trek reference.
Mm-hmm.
Space.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, and they talked about the pocket dimension that their DeVoe's lair is in.
Yep. Explains a lot.
So it's in a world between worlds.
Yep. Explains why Barry went all through their house and couldn't find it.
Because it's not there.
Mm-hmm.
Keep looking.
Yep.
It ain't there.
And then coming up, I believe, in like 3 or 4 weeks, we have the Kevin Smith directed episode this season.
That's episode 17.
Yeah.
The one after When Iris Run.
Yes.
It is still TBA.
Gotcha. Yeah, we don't know the title.
No.
So.
Next couple, like after this break, actually, Flash just came back, so it'll be in a couple weeks. Usually that's how the wiki gets updated. They go a couple weeks at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it honestly depends how seasons go, because if they're non-spoilery, they usually go a little further with their episode titles, but if they're spoilery, they hold it back.
Yep. And then what happened on Black Lightning this week?
Black Lightning!
Oh my god.
This episode was fantastic.
It was so good. I wish you guys were watching with us, because
I just fell behind so quickly, and I'm at the point where I just don't have the time to catch back up. So I don't know. I'm hoping I catch back up before it ends, but I can't promise anything.
The thing we were talking about with Anissa and her powers and her coming out to her mom and her dad kind of happened this episode. She was going to.
Yeah, it didn't happen the way we thought, though.
No.
Because I think we were so sure that it was going to be Jefferson. Like, she was going to... Her and Jefferson were going to figure out, which kind of happened, figure out each other, had powers. But she wanted to come to her mother first, which I thought was very adorable. Because, first she comes to her with the medical papers she can't read because she's not she's not a medical scientist,
right?
Like her mother is. That's the stuff that has to do with the
mutations.
The mutations, yeah.
Yeah.
And that sample that she found in her grandfather's storage unit.
Mm-hmm. All of those papers too from her grandpa, where she just like handed everything to her mom and said, "Help, please." Which gets her mom into trouble with Lady Eve, because it's what's in the green light has to do with being albino, and that's what's giving these powers to these people who go on green light, because that's how the albinism.
I'm not sure. I don't think the albinism has anything to do with the mutation. I think it's the super soldiers Like, I'm calling it the super soldier serum because that's what it freaking is.
Because
but the thing that gives Tobias long life and the thing that gave him he's got super strength because he just lifts dudes up with one hand like no problem.
I kind of melded them together, but the mom is working on 2 projects. She's working on the green light, and then she's working on the papers for Anissa. And they kind of meld a little bit. But
see, I didn't realize the scan that her assistant was showing was the brain of someone on green light. But it lights up the same as Jefferson's brain scan lights up. So you're right. Okay, so I guess whatever the super soldier serum is also what's in green light. Just to like a, roidy ragier extent.
It seems though that Gamby has kind of gotten Jefferson under control as far as the way his head, like, he's still aggressive. He's still like making stupid choices and letting the powers kind of like, it's not like the powers have a mind of their own, but he wants to use the power to get vengeance and revenge because Tobias is a dick and I don't blame him, but it's not the right thing to do. But he is letting that fuel him a little bit.
And I mean, Gamby's acting all shocked, but like the reason he became Black Lightning in the first place, I mean, he keeps saying it's like to give the people hope, which I'm sure is something that he wanted to do. But he wanted to get revenge on Tobias from the very beginning.
The other thing that
I also don't know what Gamby's fucking endgame is or what his
deal is. I mean, we see him last episode, face to face with Tobias, telling Tobias to get the fuck out. Like, I don't want to deal with you. He doesn't tell Jefferson about it.
He's still lying to Jefferson about Tobias.
And I think there was a line that Jefferson, I can't remember how exactly he said. It's like you want to be the one who takes him down. Which I guess maybe there's a little bit of history between Tobias and Gamby. And it's not yet revealed, and it's still gonna, like, it's part of the show's mystery right now because there's a lot of hidden secrets going on with what's the whole past situation between Tobias and everybody else.
Yeah. And I mean, we get a little glimpse of, maybe how old Tobias actually is. Because he looks exactly the same when he is killing
Jefferson's dad.
Jefferson
was like, what? 15, he said?
Yeah, he was a young teen.
Yeah. So Jefferson's what?
Jefferson's now like 40.
Yeah. So Tobias is an old fuck.
Yeah.
So that makes me like think that, I feel like Lady Eve's been around just as long.
She might have been.
So are all these underground people like have these prolonged lives because
okay. We're not sure because really the only 2 we've seen who aren't underlings are Tobias and Lady Eve. But then we have this scene this episode with Lady Eve and Gamby. Gamby saying to Lady Eve, "I taught you everything you know."
Yeah.
So they have a past. And he mentions something about the agency? Some organization that connects them. It seems like there was an organization they were a part of before this council of underground criminal, underworld leaders took over. So there's this whole history not only between all these characters, but that predates this current underground organization.
Yeah.
So, fucking crazy.
Basically. I mean, this makes me so, like, I'm paranoid about Gamby now because I don't know what the fuck he's into. I mean, he has all this tech. He has, like, this bat cave underneath his tailor shop, which is so, what is that movie?
Oh, The Kingsman?
Yes, the Kingsman is so Kingsman.
I do continuously get the Kingsman vibe from him.
But and then he's got connections with Lady Eve, and he's talking to Tobias like they've known each other for years, which is probably the case, and it's probably why it's probably why Gamby got involved with Jefferson, because he feels bad that Tobias killed his father, and he probably had some connection to that, and like there's all this shit that I need to know, and we only have like 3 episodes left. 2 episodes left.
We have 2. There are 8 episodes. We have 2 episodes left.
It's either it's gonna linger on into next season, or they're just gonna start just pounding us with all this information.
I feel like a lot of this has to hang over to next season.
It's got to.
I think what we're gonna get is we're gonna get more information on Tobias, his connection to Gamby and to
Greenlight,
Jefferson's dad, and to Greenlight. But I think the organization's like history, that's going to be the tie over. I'm getting a
kind of like.
Don't mean to interject, but I'm reading that the first season is a 13 episode run.
Maybe they haven't.
8 is all that's listed right now, but there's 13 total.
It's supposed to go until Supergirl comes back, which is April. So that would give us a few more weeks.
I don't know why it just doesn't list them and say TVA. I guess that's what had me confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking right now on the Black Lightning wiki. It says the first season premiered January 16, 2018 for a 13-episode run.
Okay. So we have a bit more time than we thought, which makes me feel a little bit better, because then a lot of the questions that I'm asking will be answered, hopefully. Not all of them. I'm sure a lot of them will kind of bleed over. Kind of like we're talking about this organization, and I'm getting a very Court of Owls feeling from Gotham. So
absolutely,
we're getting little trickles of this organization, and then next season it's going to be all about them, which is kind of happened.
I hope they don't fuck it up like they did with Court of Owls.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that.
We're not going to talk about that.
That's a bit of a different thing.
I mean, same concept though, because the season prior to the Court of Owls season, we got trickles of information. We got little Easter eggs here and there, which is what they're kind of doing, and I'm sure they're probably going to be doing more of in the next few episodes. And then next season they're going to just that's what's going to be the overarching baddie.
I just mean the difference is Court of Owls has way bigger expectations than this, and Gotham is notorious for doing what they want with the lore.
No, I know, but I'm saying basic concept.
This is by the exact same people that do The Flash and Arrow and all those shows, so you could expect what is supposed to happen with a twist. I mean, we can kind of look past Flashpoint aside. That's the only one that I feel like was drastically changed from what it was in the comics, but everything else has stayed pretty similar.
There was no Batman. Or Cyborg.
Yeah.
And
no, I'm just
Aquaman
talking
and Wonder
about.
Woman weren't trying to kill each other.
Yes. I'm just talking about the basic steps that they seem to be taking with the storytelling. Reminds me of the Court of Owls, the way they introduced them.
Yeah, so, the mystery, the criminal organization. It just
very reminiscent.
They literally referred to their thing as a council.
Yes.
They're the higher ups as like Lady Eve is part of this criminal council.
Yeah. I mean, God damn it, Gamby. You're just driving me up the wall. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think about him anymore. But we kind of mentioned that Anissa and Jefferson found out that they each have powers, and it definitely wasn't the way I thought it was going to go down.
No, they actually fought each other.
They fought each other.
Dope.
It was so awesome. And you know what? She got some good licks in. I was actually concerned for Jefferson. I thought he was going to get his ass handed to him because she's learning really fucking fast.
Yeah. She's also never fought another powered person before.
That's true.
She's fought a bunch of thugs.
But she held her own really well.
Yeah. and she's really getting the breathing down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really cool.
I like the sound that like it happens right before she does something. It's actually kind of satisfying.
It really is. Red Bandit, I love Anissa's costume.
I mean, the only thing I mentioned last episode when we first saw her costume was like, those boots are a little overdone. Like, the boots whatever. She wasn't wearing the boots this episode. She was wearing sneakers and some like shin guards.
Yeah.
It was a little bit different.
She wore the boots to the statue when she walked up and destroyed the statue.
Right.
Which we have to talk about all of that.
Did she?
I'm pretty sure. They were silver and all blingy, right?
Well, so were her sneakers and her shin guards.
Oh, okay. Maybe I was confused. I thought she wore the boots to the. No, maybe she didn't. I thought she like broke her shoes from doing the stomp, and then she had to change. Oh.
No.
Whatever.
No, like after the because what led up to breaking the statue was she actually vandalized it earlier on in the episode with a group of kids.
They staged a protest where they
yep.
Yeah, it squirted paint on the statue.
Mm-hmm. She gets arrested,
and then they made it very closely mirror the events that took place in Charlottesville last year.
Yeah.
Where there was a protest, and then the white nationalists showed up, and then a woman who was protesting the white nationalists got hit and killed by a car. So it's very similar.
Very similar. And I know that's kind of what they're trying to address is, the stereotypes and, just, controversy, all that stuff. They're really trying to, zero in on it in a very subtle kind of way. It is definitely what's been fueling her right now, like to do what she wants to do. She wants to make that stand. She wants to show that, lives matter, and what she's doing is going to empower Freeland and the people of Freeland. That's what she wants to do. But we see that completely flip when she kind of goes to her. She goes to the statue, full costume, and people are holding vigils, and they're holding a vigil, and she just loses it, and she stomps in the middle of the crowd, crumbles the statue, but also sends people flying, and you see at that very moment she's like, I done fucked up. I need to go to my mom. And that's when we find out that her mom's laboratory is getting ransacked by some thugs because of her research with the green light. And she's in there, and Anissa shows up right away before Jefferson because I can't remember the mom's name, but I'm just gonna call her Mom because she's Lynn. Okay,
Lynn. But you can we know who you're talking about. It's the mom.
Lynn is on the phone with Jefferson. Jefferson's like, I'll be right there. I'm gonna save your ass. So after Anissa scares off the thugs, Jefferson walks in and thinks Anissa's the attacker.
Yeah.
But Mommy can't say anything because she's duct taped.
I'm like, guys, look into each other's eyes.
Yeah, just
like each other. Please stop.
Yeah. But it was that like the fight, and then Jefferson, like Anissa's rolling and groaning and just like in pain, and then he rolls her over, and he's like, fuck, that's my daughter. Oh, shit. And this whole time, they gotta rush her around, and Gamby's in his van, and they got medical stuff going on in the back, and Gabby's like, I don't know nothing the whole time, and his big old bug eyes, and I'm like, I'm gonna slap you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't know, because Lynn was supposed to be off limits, as per his deal with Lady Eve.
Mm-hmm.
But clearly the research was more important to her than whatever deal she had with Gamby.
Yeah. And I think he goes back to her at one point, and she asks him if he knows anything about Black Lightning and the new girl. Does she mention Anissa's character in any way? I can't remember.
She does, because she was like,
yeah.
the other meta, or I don't think she calls
Yeah, because
meta.
you know the thugs
The
got
one who
away.
beat up my guys. Yeah.
Yep. And he's like, I don't know. What? So he's lying.
He's lying to everybody.
Everybody. He's probably lying to himself too. Poor guy.
You know what? That sounds like a common theme on all of the other Arrowverse shows.
Lying? Oh my god.
But shockingly, it's not our main character that's doing it.
Nope.
Not
well,
yet.
Jefferson is kind of lying because
not telling people he's still Black Lightning. You know.
Well, I mean, nobody knew his identity prior to him taking that 9-year hiatus, except for Lynn and Gamby.
Yeah. Well, no, she knew. She asked him to become Black Lightning again, so she's known this whole time.
Yeah.
So he's not lying to her.
Yeah. But, you know.
In fact, they want her to be more involved, and she's like, I can't.
And she's like, no, I don't want to. Just get out of here. Yeah, she was actually kind of pissed when they asked her.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
But yeah. No, I love Anissa's costume. I like how she's
fierce.
Changing it up. Like, her hair.
She just needs an actual mask.
Yes.
Just give her an actual mask.
I think now that, you know, Gamby knows about her, that's going to happen.
Yeah, he's going to be like, girl, we got to get you a bulletproof costume.
Yep. Well, I mean.
Spandex.
She kind of made her own bulletproof kind of force field.
Yeah.
When she was fighting the thugs.
Herself.
She hardened? Are you sure it wasn't like she put like some sort of...
No, because she breathed in, because her breath is what gives her the super strength. So she breathed in as she was getting shot, and that she made herself super strong to resist the bullets. Because she goes to the next guy, and she's like, you think he missed?
It was like, that whole scene was just awesome.
Yeah.
I love her character so much. I love her powers. It just... sorry, I can't. Don't have thoughts that make sentences.
Yeah. You know, she was absolutely awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Jennifer, because Jennifer is...
right. I forgot about that whole storyline because I was just like completely just overwhelmed by the fight scene. Like, just that whole reveal was just... And the whole thing with Gabby, and like that, I mean, I made me forget about the Cleo and Jennifer storyline.
Yeah.
Which is...
Because, I mean, it does feel very normal compared to, like, the rest of the, obviously, fighting and supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
But it is tied in because Kalila is being taken under the wing of one Tobias White.
Yes.
A whale, Tobias Whale.
Whale, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And when he was getting all pissy at her and, like, yelling at Jennifer, I was like, oh, that's right. You're being guided by Tobias. And I wanted her to notice he was wearing that fancy watch that Tobias got him.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted her to be like, where'd you get that watch?
I feel like Jennifer's still going to try to really connect with him, and she's going to start noticing these things because his attitude, I mean, before he was he did find out his spine was basically completely severed. And
which I don't think is true.
I don't think it's true either. I think Tobias paid off the doctor to say that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think
he's going to give him the drug.
Yes.
And that's what's going to make him walk again.
But I think it's going to be modified a little bit. Probably. I think it's going to be more of a soldier serum than just a drug.
And less of a drug, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But, I mean, before he was so hopeful, he was confident, he thought he could, he'd be able to walk again. And he was, him and Jennifer seemed closer than ever. And now that Tobias has been in the picture, he's posting shit about her, calling her Black Betty, calling her Whitey with nappy hair. And it's like, what the actual hell? You're supposed to be her boyfriend.
Yeah. Forget about supposed to be her boyfriend. It's supposed to be her friend. They were friends.
They were friends before they started dating. Exactly. They were best friends before dating. So, like...
It's like, the fuck?
I can't. Tobias, goddamn you. You ruined a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how far the claws get driven in.
Yeah. Now, and then I feel like because of this, it's really going to open up Jennifer to the point where I think her power is going to start developing. And that might be a kind of an end of the season thing.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a family of super powered fighters, heroes, people.
Yeah.
Because her powers are supposed to be a lot like Jefferson's, right?
I think so. She's called Lightning.
Yeah. So. I think that's pretty much it, though.
Yeah.
Like, we know Khalil is getting help from Tobias, and that can't be good. So. That's pretty much where that's
and Anissa needs to wear some gloves with her outfit because she has been arrested multiple times, and if they find her prints, she's in trouble.
Right.
More trouble than she's already in for being arrested several times.
Right. Yeah.
So while you guys were doing that, I was looking up some stuff about Legends, and unfortunately, our time totem theory has been destroyed. I was really, really hoping for that. But the final totem was revealed not in next week's synopsis, but next week's synopsis was originally given the wrong synopsis when it was first released. And it was given the synopsis for 2 weeks from now. And that episode 14, Amazing Grace, when they reveal that the final totem is actually the death totem.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah. So, we will not be dealing with that next week, but the week after. For this week, the episode is called No Country for Old Dads.
Oh, God.
When Damien and Nora Dark take Ray hostage, they force him to try and fix the fire totem. So that answers our question about the fire totem. It is broken. It is destroyed. But he's going to fix it.
You're right. No, because the professor, he had the pieces on display.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
The pieces on display.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Ray has tried to force him to fix the fire totem, but Ray tries to use the power struggle between them to his advantage. Ray and Nora find themselves working together in 1960s East Germany in order to fix the totem, but soon come face to face with a younger and deadlier version of Damien Dark. Meanwhile, Sarah seems to be taking positive steps in her personal life.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot Dark is like 300 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about
Rachel.
that.
You're muted, Rachel.
Sorry about that. Yeah, no, he's as old as Ra's al Ghul, so.
Yeah.
Because they fought over.
Every time I see Nora, I see Kelly from Supernatural, because I just finished watching that whole season.
Yep.
So the CW loves to reuse their actors, which is phenomenal.
They do.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I just saw. Dinah from Arrow was in an episode of Constantine.
Yep.
Oh.
As I punch the camera. Yes.
They build good relationships with their actors.
Yeah.
They've said many times that, like, different actors have said many, many times that the CW is like one giant family. So
yeah, but
that's great.
Jumping ahead a little bit, I am looking forward to the week after for Legends with the Death Totem, because we're gonna go back to Memphis in 1954, dealing with the birth of rock and roll.
Thank God.
So, yeah.
Like, okay.
When
Elvis
I picture
Presley?
the Death Totem, honestly, all I see is the Black Lantern rings.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you it's a
hoping
black.
that's what it
I
is.
bet you it's like an onyx or a black gem.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah,
With, like,
so that's going to be 2 weeks from now, and then 3 weeks from now, the episode is called Necromancing the Stone. So that makes a lot more. That makes a lot more sense now, because I think we saw that title last week.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot more sense knowing now that the Death Totem is probably involved.
Wah wah, that title.
Meh.
No, it's a play on a movie.
Yeah, I know.
From the 80s.
Romancing the Stone.
Yeah, that was a horrible movie. Don't ever watch it, people.
Oh, it's a great movie.
No.
It's worth a laugh. It's funny.
It's like Black Christmas.
Is that the one where they're running through the jungle and he chops off her heels?
I think so. It's with
she breaks off the heels of her shoes.
Yeah.
Those were Italian, and now they're practical.
Yeah. No.
So next week on The Flash is Enter Flash Time. When a nuclear bomb detonates in downtown Central City, Barry, Jesse Quick, and Jay Garrick slow down time by entering Flash Time. As everyone in the city is frozen, the three speedsters push themselves to the breaking point to save the city and everyone in it. This feels a lot like God, when did they do this in the comics?
I mean, this feels a lot like that moment in court when Barry and Iris had like a 3-hour conversation without anybody seeing it.
When Barry ran to China in half a second. No, that's not how their powers work. Anyway,
I just want to say that, like,
in the comics,
if you look at Rachel's camera right now, you can see like these lines kind of going off the one side, like she's kind of moving fast to the side.
This happened in the comics, and I think this is when Barry gets stuck in the Speed Force. Yeah, he gets stuck in the Speed Force.
Again?
Yeah, but I'm thinking it might happen to Jay instead. Again.
Again.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just reminiscent of that.
Yep.
And Black Lightning next week is called Equinox, the Book of Fate. And I actually have to ask, I tried looking this up, but if anyone knows, like, where they're getting the titles for these episodes from, because they'll have to do with something
biblical.
Yeah, but also something in the episode. So, like, the Book of Lawanda. Lawanda was the woman who died trying to save her daughter. So they're taking stuff, I guess they're mashing biblical stuff and stuff that happens in the episode, but I don't know. No one online really has addressed it, and I find it fascinating. But anyway, Black Lightning's pursuit for Tobias continues, and Nyssa continues to find herself a new normal, and that's it.
Wow.
That's it. I keep thinking there's another sentence in these synopsises, but it's just a list of names.
Yeah.
Of actors at the end. So it keeps freaking me out.
They're keeping Black Lightning, they're keeping the mystery alive by not giving us much in the synopsis. Thank you.
Yeah, there was like nothing in that synopsis. Yeah. Things continue. The end.
Woohoo!
One of the team members is in trouble.
Yeah.
Are they going to Tahiti?
It's a magical place.
It is.
It is. I tried to get a trip to Tahiti from my husband once, but it didn't work. He told me I could be cold, even in Tahiti. And I was like, can we try this out?
Can we test this theory?
Yeah, I want to test this theory.
Apparently, though, from what I'm seeing, is Black Lightning changed the episode titles partially through, like, before they aired. Because this episode, the one that you're talking about coming up, the Equinox, the Book of Fate, the original title for it was The New Norm. So it seems like they took a complete shift and went for a more biblical name for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the episode that you guys just covered, the Book of Thunder, right?
Yeah.
The original title for that was called Vengeance.
Okay.
So.
Why 3 7s though? Is that like a clue?
I don't know.
don't know, man. I don't know.
It might be
I don't know much about the
reference
Bible, so I'm
to.
kind of lost.
It might be reference to like chapter verse kind of thing.
Maybe.
You know, like
Maybe.
3:16, John 3:16, and all that. You know, I don't know.
Maybe.
But I think that about wraps it up. Cleo, where can people find you?
You can find me at Cleomoto on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest, and go look at my Etsy page because it's working now.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes, I'm selling Disney princess crowns and Wonder Woman tiaras and Sailor Moon tiaras. Go look
Are you
at it.
selling Jitters coffee mugs?
I want to. I'm not even kidding. And I also want to do big belly burger bags. I'm not kidding.
That would be fantastic. Can you
Somewhere down
also
the
make
line,
me a
I want
Bebo?
to- No.
Oh. You can find me down below wishing I had a Bebo at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
I like how all of us were like,
Rachel,
I'm
where
gonna
can
make
people
him
find
one
you?
and send it to him, and he's not gonna know. It's not gonna talk. It's just gonna be a stuffed one. They can find me at Twitter at VikingWitch76 and on Twitch at VikingWitch.
Nikki, where can the people find you?
on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyYVEN124.
Until next time.
Bye.
Yeah.